Women will be allowed into elite military units under defence reforms announced by the government today. The Gillard government says they'll have to pass stringent physical and psychological tests, but opponents say it's an expensive reform that will do little to increase defence capabilities. Political correspondent Tom Eagleton reports from Canberra.
The government says the battle for gender equality in combat's been won.
And now all of the roles on the front line will be determined on the basis of merit, not on the basis of sex.
Until today's announcement, 93% of jobs in the military have been open to women.
Opening up the rest of those 7% of the roles that are currently closed, it's about time.
The government's giving the military 5 years to gradually introduce the reform. Supporters are delighted women will be given the chance to kill as well as die for their country.
The Army has most of its categories shut to women. And I think, yes, of course, you don't ask young people to go and serve in a military when you can't go into frontline combat. That's not what they go in there for.
The closed roles have mostly included positions in the Special Forces. Supporters of the change say that men in other units are already used to serving alongside women and won't mind the idea of a female SAS soldier.
I don't actually see that there'll be an issue, no.
People will be surprised to find that the Army is ready for this.
But former Defence Force Chief Peter Lay concedes the demanding physical expectations that come with frontline combat will limit numbers.
Studies have suggested maybe 2 or 3% of women might be able to do these sorts of tasks, and right now they're busy being Olympic athletes or making a lot of money playing professional basketball.
The New Zealand and Canadian militaries already allow women on their front lines. Opponents of the move in Australia say the government promised a thorough review before proceeding with its decision.
But we haven't seen that. We're leaping straight into it, and my fear is it's going to be like the carbon tax for the Army. It's probably a good thing to do. It'll have absolutely no impact on anything, and it'll cost us an awful lot.
It's worth noting the military's Commander-in-Chief is a woman, the Governor-General Quentin Bryce, and Julia Gillard remains the ultimate decider of where Australia's forces are deployed by virtue of the fact that she's Prime Minister, a fact that Kevin Rudd momentarily forgot today in an interview with ABC Local Radio.
You know something? I'm a very happy little Vegemite being being Foreign Minister of Australia. Your question was about being Prime Minister. There you've caught me, getting off the plane, jet lag.
Every day since his political assassination, Kevin Rudd has thought about going back into the top job.
A free shot, as they'd say in the Army. Tom Eagleton, Lateline.